Hey guys, VT Cubing, and welcome to another comparison. I haven't done one in ages, and the last one I did, I think, was the 2x2 one between the 249 and the GHDDS, and that one is one of my most popular videos ever. And I think a lot of people would get into 5x5. 5x5 is a really nice event. It has been recently getting a lot of attention. And people have been getting really good at it very, very easily. So I thought, why might as well make a comparison on them. And I here have two of the best 5x5s right now, the YJ MGC and the Valk 5M. This is going to be for someone who already has a budget 5x5 and kind of wants to improve to a higher end 5x5. These two are very high end 5x5s. Yeah, let's get right into it, starting with the price. So the YJ is $22 on the Cubicle, and the Valk 5M currently is $43, but usually is $50. Yeah, there's a huge difference between $22 and $50 by more than half the price with the MGC. So the MGC definitely takes this section of the comparison. So our next category is going to be weights. So here we have a very dirty scale. So we're just gonna measure the weight, I guess. So this is the Valk 5M. It comes in at 135 grams. Yeah, just about. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Now for the MGC. It is also 135 grams, so they're pretty much the exact same weight. So we kind of have to give them the same exact score, so both of these take it, I guess. So, again, the size is exactly the same. They're the same size of 62 millimeters. I think this is pretty alright. I'm 11 years old, so I have relatively small hands compared to like an adult. But here you can see my thumb to my middle is, I can fit very well around the cube. I can turn it pretty easily without having like a huge cube where I have to grip my entire hand, and even my entire hand doesn't fit. 62 millimeters is a okay size. I would prefer smaller, but that's fine by me. But I have the MGC 7x7. And it is, I don't know how big, but it still fits my hand just fine. So yeah, they both have the same size. The MGC is pretty fast. It is faster than the Valk, that is for certain. And they have pretty much the same control, except I've never had a single pop on the Valk 5. And I've had a few pops on the MGC. So, I think that the control is a little less, but the speed kind of counters that, if you may. Yeah, I don't exactly like the turning of this. I sort of prefer the speed of the MGC. Every time I've done solve, I've never gotten a pop. It's just when I'm messing around with it, messing around with the corner cutting, I'll pop it. So I don't really mind it that much, so the MGC takes the win. So again, MGC on the right, Valk on the left. These are the shades. I prefer the green of the Valk right now. Like, I don't really like this green. The white is pretty much the same. The blue is also pretty much the same. The yellow is also pretty much the same. The red is a bit darker here, but I think it doesn't really matter. Here, the orange is better on this one. So I would say that if I get these two colors, I would prefer the shades of the Valk 5. So if there was an MGC with these shades, man, I would love that. So, for the corner cutting, usually you're not really going to corner cut a big cube, but if you ever do, like, misalign it by a bit, both of them can cut half a QB for 1 QB. Like that's 1 QB right there. You can see it, this line to that line. It can cut it right there. There you go. For a bit more than a QB, about there, it can barely cut it, but yeah. So the max is pretty much 1 QB. For the MGC, there's 1 QB. Very, very easy. If I go a bit more, there's 1.5 QBs, and it can do it. If you turn too slow, though, it can pop. But if you just turn it really fast, it might do it. Sometimes these 3 pieces will sort of like misalign, and then it pops. But overall, the MGC is better in corner cutting. Not that you really do, but yeah. So now on to probably my most important category, which is personal preference / turning preference. I honestly prefer the MGC a lot more, and it is my main without a doubt. I really, really love the fast turning. When I used the Valk, it was fast, but then when I tried the MGC, this was super, super slow. Yeah, I just prefer the MGC. Also, I just realized that the MGC is on the Valk side. Okay, so we're going to do a little ASMR type thing where we're just going to turn in the microphone, I guess. So here is the MGC's turning. And here is the Valk turning. So you can kind of notice that the MGC is a bit quieter. Yeah. MGC wins yet again, so it is looking very good for the MGC right now. So now we're going to be moving on to other people's reviews. The reviews are all from the Cubicle, like from the price. So they're both 5-star. And the MGC is from 29 reviews of 5-star, and the Valk is also 5-star, but for 27 reviews. One thing to take into account is how many people actually voted 5-star, because you can have 100 people and 99 people vote 5-star, one person votes 1-star, that'll still count as 5-star. So it turns out that 83% of the people who voted on the MGC said 5-star. But for the Valk, it was 93% 5-star, which is kind of a downside, but in the end, the MGC pretty much wins. It's won every single category almost. It is way cheaper, way better turning, and it's my main. So the MGC wins this comparison. I would recommend the Valk 5 if you don't like the MGC. But yeah, the MGC is just absolutely awesome. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.